This you can so this is a Favor Plus app, which you can download it from any of the Android Play Store, or even you can download it from iOS Store as well. So you just have to open this app. So here there are three options. One it is view or product. Second one it is get quote, and third one login as a partner. So you can use any of the three options. Suppose if you're using this app on a daily basis, you can log in as a partner so that it would not ask again and again for the login credentials. So for emergency, if you want to get a code, you can directly click on get code. So it would prompt to a next page where very simple steps. So here, first step, it will ask for a health. So types of plans which you're looking for. Suppose if any of your clients are looking for health policies, so you can click on health policies. Suppose if any of your customers are looking for a travel policy, for example, they are traveling abroad for a business purpose or leisure purpose, or for student, or for suppose any of your friends or friends, relatives, children's, they might be looking for a student policy for higher studies. Then you can click on travel policy. And also we have three other options. One, it is fixed benefits. Fixed benefit in the sense this is a personal accident policy, and super mediclaim we have a separate policy for critical illness. We have four types of critical illness plan. So it is called a super mediclaim, and COVID coverage we have stopped it right now, but it is reflecting as of now. It will be removed as soon as possible, sir. So uh, let's take an example. We are looking for a healthy family, and we need a code. So we have to select on health, and next option, plans. So if you just click on this, it will reflect all the possible plans in Care Health Insurance. And here you can see almost 13 or 14 types of products, which is visible in health policy. So I'll just brief on just one line or two line regarding all these plans and which are the active plans which we have disconnected. I'll just brief on those points. So first thing is Care Supreme. So one of the fast moving and one of the best plan as of now in even in Care Health Insurance. So Care Supreme, it is a comprehensive health insurance plan, whereas healthy customers or customers who got diagnosed for diabetic hypertension in recent days, they can, yes, one second, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay, okay. So as I told, Care Supreme is a comprehensive plan, and whereas healthy customers can take this plan, or else if any customers who got recently diagnosed for diabetic hypertension or maybe hypothyroidism, so only these type of conditions can be are accepted in Care Supreme plan. That is our main flagship product as of now. We have a second product called as Care Classic plan. It is a maybe it got released in recent 1 or 2 years, which we
Bangalore.
currently we have. Hello.
Please go ahead, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, okay, okay. So we are not mainly focusing on Care Classic because after launch of Care Supreme, we have stopped Care Classic plan. Whereas the premium would be on a little bit lesser, but we have zone-based premium in both the plans, and especially if you're taking Care Classic plan, so customer should be in the same zone at the time of taking a claim. Whereas if he goes from zone 2 to zone 1, there is a limitations or there are some terms and conditions which customers would feel a bit difficult. So we have stopped sourcing Care Classic, but it is available in our products. And third one, it is called as Care Advantage plan, one of the best plan. This is also one of the best plan in Care Health Insurance, where higher sum insureds like 25 lakh, 50 lakh, 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crore, and 6 crore sum insured are also available in Care Advantage. So the basic plan starts from 25 lakh, and also the premium is very, very competitive or very less when it is compared to any other companies' higher sum insured policies. And if in Care Advantage plan, suppose if any of your customers are HNI clients who are frequent travelers to abroad and they need a policy which can be covered in abroad also, so we can give this Care Advantage plan. Terms and conditions, it depends, but let's discuss on those points in the next meeting. So in this meeting, we'll I'll just brief on how we can calculate these premiums. And fourth one is care plan. Even this is one of the oldest plan which we are currently having. So it is there from our inception of this company. Care Classic Instant Cover. Care. Uh, Even we are ignoring Care Classic Instant Cover plan as of now. Care Senior Plan. Suppose if there are any senior citizens who are 61 and above, until the age of 99, we can give Care Senior Plan as well. And even Care Supreme, even in Care Supreme, we can give policies who are more than 61 and above. But the premium would be on a little bit higher side in Care Supreme because there are no co-payment and there are no disease-wise limitations. Disease-wise limitations in the sense there are no limitations on, for example, for cataract there is no 30,000, for knee replacement 80,000. So there are no restrictions in Care Supreme, whereas in Care Senior there is co-payment of 20% and there are few disease-wise limitations. So that is regarding Care Senior, and we have Care Super Care Advantage. So we are not currently not sourcing Super Care Advantage, and we have Care Smart Select plan. After the release of Care Supreme, even we have stopped sourcing Care Smart Select. We have Care Freedom plan. Suppose, as we have already discussed, we have Care Supreme plan where we offer policies for healthy customers or recently diagnosed for diabetic hypertension, all these customers. Suppose if any of your customers, they have undergone major issues in the sense major surgeries like cancer cured or major surgeries like any type of major surgeries and also stroke. And even if a customer has been taking insulin from a very long time, or they're under medication for diabetic and hypertension from 25, 30 years. So for those type of customers, usually there are hardly one or two companies which are giving up policies to them. And I can say that Care Freedom is one of the best plan for all these major issue customers. We are providing policies for them, and it is called as Care Freedom. And in Care Freedom, there are four sum insured options. It starts from 5 lakh. So we had 3 lakh rupees, but we have stopped 3 lakh. So we have 5 lakh, 7 lakh, and 10 lakh option. So that is Care Freedom. And we have Care Heart plan. So Care Heart, suppose if a customer has undergone any major heart related surgeries or any type of heart related surgeries, we can give a policy to them, even if it starts from angiogram. And even if a customer has underwent open heart surgery, angioplasty, valve replacement, pacemakers, even those type of customers can have a policy. So we give them in Care Heart plan. And next comes is Enhance. Enhance is a super top-up plan where suppose if a customer already has a base sum insured of 1 lakh or 2 lakh or 3 lakh from their existing company or existing policy, and suppose if they are not willing to increase their sum insured, but they are looking for a top-up plan to increase their sum insured. So in that time, we can give them super top-up plan, which we call it as Enhance. So we have Joy Today plan. Joy Today is a maternity plan. Hello. Yes, sir. So Joy Today is a maternity plan, whereas customer can get maternity benefits after 9 months. So once they take this policy, after the completion of 9 months, customer can go for maternity related any type of claims. For example, maternity like C-sections or normal delivery. So all these things they can claim. And in this plan, customer needs to pay 3 years premium in advance, and this can be opted for an individual person or husband and wife both. Joy Tomorrow, we have stopped sourcing Joy Tomorrow plan, and we have uh, currently stopped sourcing Arogya Sanjeevani. We have Care Plus Complete plan, but after the launch of Care Supreme, we have stopped Care Complete plan. So same continues with Care Plus Youth plan. Senior Health Advantage Silver. Suppose if any of your customer who are 60 and above, and they have multiple health issues. For example, so if a customer has undergone angioplasty. If a customer had the same customer had stroke, the same customer also having BP from a very long period of time, for example, 25 years. Suppose if a same customer has underwent retina surgery, suppose if a same customer has also underwent cataract surgery. So these many complications, even care freedom plan, we cannot offer them. So those type of major issues and senior citizen customers, they can opt for senior health advantage silver plan, which is mentioned in the last. So these are the just brief on health policies. And let's take an example for calculating Care Supreme premium. So we just have to click on Care Supreme. And third option, it would ask for the number of members. So here they have mentioned it as 6, but as of now, we are only accommodating in this plan is maximum of four members. So let's take an example. We are selecting 4 members. And it would ask for a cover type. So in cover type, we have two options, individual and family flow type. So either if a customer needs individual plan, individual in the sense we call it as family individual, the policy would be one. Whereas suppose if we are taking 4 members, 4 individual members will be having different coverages for 5 lakh rupees. If you opt 5 lakh, it would be 5 lakh each. Suppose if you're opting 7 lakh, it would be 7 lakh each coverage. So we have a second option called as family floater. Whereas if you're selecting family floater, the sum insured, whatever we are calculating, it would be for a whole 4 members. So next option we have an option of selecting the number of children. So let's take as 2. And next we have to select a date. So it starts from eldest member date. So let's take an example. His date of birth is 1/1/1975, and second member age would be 1979, and third member age would be somewhere around 2004, and fourth member age is 2008. So next, it would ask for PIN code. So PIN code, we have two different zones in Care Supreme Premium, and I would say the south part of India, we have it would be in zone 2, and few part of Delhi and few part of Maharashtra, and north, some part of in North India is also in zone 1. So it would be better to calculate a premium after asking them whatever the pin code which has been mentioned in their Aadhaar card. So proposers Aadhaar card pin code is mandate in mentioning and calculating Care Supreme premium. So let's take an example. He's from Bangalore, and I'll be calculating Bangalore premium. And so it is 560011, and it would ask for sum insured. So currently it starts from 5 lakh rupees and it goes till 1 crore coverage. So initially I'll be calculating for 5 lakh sum insured. And since it is a new business, it is new business, and you just have to click on calculate premium. So this is a page where it has clearly mentioned the whatever the credentials we have already mentioned. Age group of eldest member, it is 46 to 50. Total member of insured members is 4. Children are 2. Sum insured is 5 lakh. We have next it is tenure. So we have 3 tenure options. One, they can go for each year premium. If they want, they can opt for 2 years in advance premium. If they are interested, they can also go for 3 years in advance premium. So what are the benefits if they are opting for 2 and 3 years? Suppose if they are opting for 2 years, on second year premium, they would be getting 7.5%. And suppose if they are opting for 3 years in advance premium, they'll be getting 7.5% discount on second year premium and 10% discount on third year premium. And we have multiple add-on benefits in Care Supreme plan. So I'll just brief one point on all the riders. So initially, wellness benefit and air ambulance, these two are mandate riders, which it would be added automatically. And as a partner, we have to select Claim Shield. So Claim Shield is a rider where 68 non-consumable items. For example, there are a list of non-consumable items which are not covered at the time of claim. So which customer needs to pay from his pocket. So by adding claim shield, additional of 68 items would be added at the time of claim. Whereas the suppose the share of customer paying at the time of claim would be very less when it is compared to uh, 1 second, sir. For 1 year, and so if you're calculating for 1 year, and if we remove care shield, the premium would be 23,279 rupees. Whereas if you're adding claim shield, it is 24,410 rupees. So a difference of hardly 1,100 rupees or 1,200 rupees. So by paying this amount, the percentage of amount which customer will be paying, suppose let's take an example, at the time of COVID, suppose if there is a claim of 1 lakh rupees, non-consumables were very high. So customer were paying almost 30,000, 40,000 from their hand. And after we have launched Care Shield plan, Care Shield as a rider, so it has decreased drastically. So there are a number of claims which we have seen where customer has paid hardly 2%, 3%, 5%, or a maximum of 7 to 10%. Maximum is 7 to 10%. So rest everything would be paid after adding this claim shield by paying just by paying extra of 1,200 rupees. And also claim shield, 1,200 rupees, it is not same for all the plans and all the sum insureds. It is in, as for this age and sum insured, it is 1,200 rupees. It would vary a little bit extra or lesser in different plans. So that is first thing. And second rider, we have it as instant cover. So as I explained, if there are few health conditions, for example, diabetic, hypertension, cholesterol, or asthma. So any two combination of these four conditions, if a customer already has, and the waiting period in Care Supreme plan is of 4 years for pre-existing conditions. Suppose if customer is not ready to wait for 4 years, but he's ready to pay extra. So if you're adding this instant cover rider instead of 4 years, so any two combination of these pre-existing conditions, it would be considered from 31st day of policy issuance. So if a customer has taken a policy today, and if we have opted instant cover plan, it would be covered from 13th or 14th of January. So if there is any existing conditions, for example, if a customer had diabetic or hypertension, so instead of 4 years, they need just have to wait for 31 days. So that is instant cover. So we have another option called as cumulative bonus super. Suppose if the eldest member age is less than 45, cumulative bonus super rider is mandate. Suppose if eldest member age is 46 and above, and till the age of 75, cumulative bonus super is optional. So what cumulative bonus super does is that, so in a base policy, if you are not opting cumulative bonus super, there is a bonus which will be added year on year. So if you're not opting cumulative bonus super, the bonus is 100%. It will be divided in two. So 50% will be added in the first year and 50% will be added in the second year. So in base policy, suppose if you're adding cumulative bonus super, instead of 100%, customer would get 600% cumulative bonus in their policy. And best part is that, so even if there is a claim or no claim, once the cumulative bonus super is added, it would not be removed, it would not be terminated. So it would continue forever. At that, like how many years you will be renewing your policy with Care Health Insurance and in Care Supreme policy, it would remain forever. So if you're adding Care cumulative bonus super, your bonus, as I told you, your bonus would increase by 600%. It would be divided in five years. So in a first year, 150% would be increased on your base sum insured. And in the second year, again, it would be added 150% on your base sum insured. For example, base sum insured in the sense, if a customer has opted for a 10 lakh policy, so 150% on 10 lakhs. that would be 15 lakh rupees extra. 10 lakh rupees base policy plus 15 lakh rupees of bonus. So even in the second year, it is the same 150% on 10 lakh rupees. And in this case, 150% on 5 lakh rupees. So in first year, 150%, second year, 150%, and third, fourth, fifth year, 100% each. So at the end of fifth year, suppose if a customer has taken 5 lakh rupees policy, his total sum insured would be 35 lakh rupees, including 600% bonus. And once this, as I told, once it reaches 35 lakh, even if there is a single claim of 35 lakh rupees, we would pay complete 35 lakhs. So that is about Care Cumulative Bonus Super. So we have an option, fourth option, it is Care OPD. So suppose if customer wants OPD coverage, we can add this rider. By adding this rider, there is a increase of around 3,300 rupees. Whereas they can claim of OPD, they can claim OPD benefit of 2,500 rupees in a policy year. So we are not promoting Care OPD as of now. Suppose if customer wants, then we can add this rider. Next point, we have annual health checkup. Usually what happens is that in all the other products in many of the companies, annual health checkup is a inbuilt rider where they would have already calculated for annual health checkup. Even if they are going for annual health checkup or even if they are not going for annual health checkup, extremely sorry, sir. So even if they're using health checkup or they're not using health checkup, the premium would already been included in that policy. Whereas we have given it as an option. Suppose if there are customers, they'll be going for annual health checkup every year on year, they can opt this benefit. Suppose if that customer feels that they do not want any annual health checkup, or else they'll be doing it on their own, in that case, we can remove annual health checkup, whereas the premium would be reduced gradually. So how they can avail annual health checkup is that we have our listed diagnostic centers. So they just have to book annual health checkup 2 days prior, and they can book an annual health checkup from almost 3 or 4 sources. One, it is from Care Customer app. One, we have self-help portal. Self-help portal, it is for customers and for advisors also. And third, even our advisors or partner, they can book an annual health checkup. So we have 3 options where customer can avail health checkups. So last point, we have PED waiting period modification. Suppose as I told about instant cover. So instant cover, there are 4 pre-existing conditions, which are those, so it is diabetic, hypertension, cholesterol, or asthma. Suppose if a customer had hypothyroidism, or suppose if the customer has varicose veins or he got operated for varicose veins. So even these are minor surgeries which will be considered and policy would be issued in Care Supreme. So suppose if customer had hypothyroidism or varicose veins, if you're adding instant cover, it would be of no use, because only if they had these 4 existing conditions, only then we have to add instant cover. So let's take an example. Customer does not have any existing conditions. They had just hypothyroidism, but in this policy, they have to wait for 4 years. So suppose they're not ready to wait for 4 years. If we click on PED wait period modification, we have given option, they can reduce it to 3 years or 2 years or 1 year. So it would be selected as 1 year. 1 year in the sense, PED would be covered after 1 year. So suppose if even though we have selected as 1 year, the premium is coming a little bit higher. So they can select as 3 years. In that case, hypothyroidism will be covered not 4 years, it will be covered from 3 years. So after completion of third year, From fourth year, it would be covered. So at that time, you can see that premium would be 29,816. Whereas if a customer wants it to be reduced to 1 year, it would be 31,659. So by paying around 2,000 rupees instead of 3 years, it would be covered after 1 year. So these are the radars which we are providing as of now in Care Supreme plan. And this is about Care Supreme. So just like calculating Care Supreme, we can calculate other policy quotation as well. It is almost the similar. So we just have to sell it. Instead of Care Supreme, suppose we are calculating for Care Freedom plan. So it is the same. So we just have to select the number of members. Suppose if both husband and wife had major issues, then we can select as 2 members. Cover type, we can select as family floater. If there are no children in this policy, as 0. Eldest member age, let it be 1975. And sum insured, as I told you, it starts from 3 lakh, but we are not promoting 3 lakh as of now. So we are calculating a minimum 5 lakh rupees. As I told, we have 3 options in all the policies. So I'll be calculating for 1 year. So we have an option in Care Freedom Plan where, as I told earlier, even insulin dependent customers can opt this policy. Suppose if they are insulin dependent, we have to select as yes or else no. So if you are selecting yes, the premium would be increased. Suppose if they are not insulin dependent, it would be as no. So I'll be showing if you are selecting insulin as yes, what is the premium? And if you are selecting insulin as no, what is the premium? So first I have selected as no and calculate premium. So for 46 to 50 years age and for 2 members, the care share would be automatically selected in the Care Freedom plan. So the premium would be 20,739. So suppose if they're insulin dependent, then we have to select as yes. And after calculating, it would be 31,359. Suppose if you have observed previous quotation, health checkup plus as a rider, it was not selected. Suppose only if we are selecting as insulin dependent as yes, it would be selected, or else it would be selected as no. So I'll show you if we are not, if he is not an insulin dependent, then the quotation would be 20,739. And in the radar, the health checkup plus, it is not selected. Even if you select here, it would be automatically taken as their insulin dependence. So we are unselecting health checkup plus. So this is how we can calculate premium. So this is one source, we call it as FAO Plus app. Suppose if we have another option, we call it as Abacus. So I'll be sharing all these important links to you on your WhatsApp group also. So we have Abacus link. Yes. So this is our website where we can calculate premiums. Even this is very simplified way of calculating the premium. So in the first option, plan name. So as in the Favio Plus app, there are separate section for health, travel, fixed benefit, and super mediclaim. Here there is no option as such. So everything would be mentioned in plan name. So we have POS care, and any policy which starts from POS, it is for a different segment of advisors. It is not for IRDA exam taken and IRDA approved advisors. So for them, POS is not required. Any policy apart from POS. So Care or Care Supreme, Care Senior, POS like Care Freedom, Care Classic, Care Advantage, Super Mediclaim, Care Heart, Student Explore, Secure, Secure 5, Enhance, Joy, Cancer Mediclaim, New Explore, Care Plus, Care Super, Care Advantage. So all these plans can be calculated. So we are selecting Care Supreme again, and again we have to select the pin code. So we'll be calculating Bangalore pin code 560078. So again, cover type. So as I already mentioned, we have both options, individual and floater. We are going with floater plan. And total members. So this time also we'll be selecting 4 members. And in Abacus Link, instead of we have to select complete date of birth, here we can just select the eldest member age. So before selecting a age, please ensure their complete date of birth and please calculate a complete date of birth. Only after that you have to select, because if the eldest member age is 40, the premium would be on a different premium would be different. And suppose if eldest member age is 41, the premium would increase a little bit because their slab would be like higher slab. So let's take an example. If eldest member age is 44, first member, and eldest member age is 36, the children age is 18 years and 10 years. So again, we have options. It starts from 5 lakh and it goes till 1 crore. So this time we'll be calculating for 10 lakh sum insured. And below we have tenure options. So as I told, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years in advance, they can opt. And air ambulance and wellness benefit, these are two inbuilt, which would be mandate and it would be automatically selected. And since the eldest member age is less than 45, so here if you see cumulative bonus super radar, it has been selected automatically. We cannot remove cumulative bonus super. Even if you remove, it would be selected automatically since their eldest member age is 45 and below. And again, if your customer wants annual health checkup, we can select that one. If a customer wants their pre-existing conditions to be covered after 31 days, for example, diabetic, hypertension, asthma, cholesterol, we have to select instant cover. We have to select claim shield. KOPD is optional and PED waiting period modification is also optional.
Wellness benefit?
Sorry, sir?
What is wellness benefit?
Wellness benefit. So we have a separate benefit called as wellness benefit, where if a customer, for all our customers, if they're walking 10,000 steps per day, and we have a separate calculation for that, I'll be sharing it on our WhatsApp group. So suppose if they're walking 10,000 steps per day, that would be calculated as one active day. And let's take an example. If a customer is very active in walking and he walks more than 270 days. One second, sir. Suppose if he walks for 10,000 steps per day, it would be calculated as one active day. And if he walks for more than 270 days in a policy year, he would be getting 30% discount on next year renewal premium. So that is wellness benefit. And air ambulance, in case there is no road transportation available or there is no transportation available at the time of any emergency, and if a doctor prescribes he needs to be airlifted to a nearby hospital, then a maximum of 5 lakhs would be covered for air ambulance. So these are the two benefits which should be mandate, and cumulative bonus is mandate since their age is 44, and claim shield would be which all our partners we have to select claim shield. So after selecting all these benefits and riders, the final premium what customer would have to pay would be of 23,109. This also includes 18% GST. So this is about calculating premium. Suppose if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So we can just have, if there is any doubts, we can make it clear. Yeah.
Okay, Pradeep, I have one question. Now you said the
Yes,
premium is depending on the pin code, right? Some
Correct,
zones
sir.
varies.
Correct.
For example,
Yeah,
if he moves from one zone to the other zone and he becomes sick,
Okay,
for
sir.
example, and
Okay,
he
sir.
gets admitted to the network hospital in that other zone, is
Okay,
there any
sir.
restriction about the claim?
Sir, usually we consider as two different types of claims. So one it is emergency and one it is planned treatment. Suppose if a customer has taken a claim suppose if a customer has taken a policy in zone 2 and he has traveled to Delhi for a trip or for a business purpose, or he had some work and he has traveled to Delhi, and there he had some emergency. Suppose he had met with an accident. So at that time, there is no restriction, there is no limitations or anything like that. So even if there's a plan treatment and if is Care Supreme plan, so the Aadhaar card or the address proof which they'll be providing, it should match their policy. Suppose they had a Aadhaar card address, it is of Andhra, and he has taken a policy mentioning Andhra address itself. So, and he had just traveled there, and he had met with an accident, and if there is like he can apply a claim, and there will be no limitations or there is no restrictions. That claim would be honored. Suppose if there is a planned treatment in the sense it is not an emergency, even though he had gone to Delhi and he had taken an operation or he got operated there. At that time, he should have been consulting the doctor in their zone first. So suppose if a doctor prescribes him to go and take a operation or the surgery in zone 1, then it would be covered, sir.
Okay. Not
I hope you understood the point, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
so where
sir.
we can get the
And,
details about which is zone 1, which is zone 2?
Yes, sir.
Somebody at
So,
Maharashtra, maybe they're at the boundary of zone 1 and zone 2.
Correct, sir. Sir, it is very simple, sir. I'll just open up. Just hold on for a second.
Care insurance.
Sir, I'll plan brochure. So this is Care Supreme Plan brochure, which I'll be sharing the brochure again in our WhatsApp group. And even you can download this brochure from the links which I'd be sharing. So all the important links for advisors, for their advisor portal, agent portal, or for calculating the premium, or for the network hospital list. So those are all consolidated in a single WhatsApp message, which I'll be sending it to you. You can refer those links. So if you just see the highlights of Care Supreme plan, first thing they have mentioned it as up to 600% increase in total coverage. So this was the first time in a health industry that we have launched or we are giving 600% increase in their basic sum insured. Suppose if, as I told earlier, if a customer has 10 lakh rupees policy and after 5 years, his total coverage would be increased to 70 lakh rupees, including his basic sum insured. That is one thing. So second option, we have it as unlimited automatic recharge for related and unrelated illness. So many times, if a customer is having 5 lakh rupees of policy and there are multiple members who got admitted at the same time. And let's take an example. First person has utilized the complete sum insured or the coverage. The remaining members, they have to pay it on their own because the policy would be exhausted. So in this policy, we have unlimited recharge option, automatic recharge option, where even if there is an exhaustion of his basic sum insured, company would recharge their sum insured again. And it is of no extra cost. So it is already an inbuilt feature where customer no need to pay anything extra. And great thing is that it would be recharged unlimited times in the policy year. So if 5 lakh gets exhausted, we would be adding 5 lakh again. Even though it is exhausted again, we would be adding again.
Is it for the same person also, or it's different family?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It can be claimed for same person or for different person. That is the main feature of unlimited automatic recharge.
So why would somebody
Care
will go
Supreme
for
plan.
high sum insured? He can take 1 lakh and he keeps recharging by itself.
Good point, sir. Good point. So let's take an example. If it is a minor surgeries or minor ailments, so 5 lakh rupees would be enough, sir.
Sufficient.
And there is a yes, so it would be sufficient. So let's take an example, and there is an option like there is a restriction or condition states that once their basic sum insured is exhausted for one hospitalization. So again, it would not be recharged for the same hospitalization. It is for a different hospitalization. For example, if a customer has 5 lakh rupees of policy and same year and for same hospitalization, there are two scenarios. Let's take two different scenarios. First scenario, he got a claim of 4 lakh rupees. So complete 4 lakhs would be paid. And in the second scenario, they had a policy of 5 lakh rupees and there was a major claim and there was a bill of 8 lakh rupees. So obviously customer would be having this confidence that since it is an unlimited automatic recharge, it will be recharged again and in the same hospitalization, they can claim the additional 3 lakh rupees. But it does not work like that. For one hospitalization, basic sum insured is all what he can claim. Or if he has bonus as I mentioned in the first point, so if he has bonus, then yes, he can claim up to the bonus extent of the bonus, or else he can claim up to a maximum of his sum insured in one hospitalization. So if there are any doubts in this point, you can ask me right now, sir, because this is very important point. And usually many would get confused in this point, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's clear. For a hospitalization, that limit is maximum sum insured plus bonus.
Maximum of sum
approved.
insured or bonus, not from unlimited automatic recharge.
Yeah, right. And a different hospitalization that gets automatically recharged.
Exactly.
Either for himself or any of family member in case it's a problem.
Exactly, sir. Same person, same ailment, same person, different ailment, it would be covered. Different person, different ailment, or a different person, same ailment, it would also be covered, sir.
Thank you.
So that is about unlimited automatic recharge. And we were discussing about wellness benefit. So yes, here they have clearly mentioned it as earn up to 30% discount on renewals, which we'll be getting to discuss a little bit later. And suppose up to 100% of sum insured on ambulance cover, if their basic sum insured is more than 10 lakh rupees, which we'll be covering again. We have unlimited e-consultation with general physician. We can use that option from Care Customer app by they can just book for a e-consultation from their Care Customer app and they can chat with any of our general physicians. We have many general physicians we have tied up with them. So if a customer wants an e-consultation, they can book an appointment prior and they can get their unlimited e-consultation in a policy year. So these are the major highlights of this plan. And let's get a little bit deep into what are the benefits, what are the main highlights of this plan. So we have an additional option called as up to 60 days pre-hospitalization and 180 days post-hospitalization coverage. For example, let's take a claim of dengue. So if there's a claim of dengue, there are hardly 1% of the claim they would be going directly to hospitalization and they would be admitted directly. So rest 99% what they'll be doing. So initially they would be going to any of the nearest clinic. They'd be going to the same doctor and they'd be taking a consultation once or twice. So, and again, if it is not reduced, fever is not reduced, he'll suggest for a blood checkup. That would be in a third or fourth day, or maybe fifth or sixth day as well. So again, he'll be prescribing some medication, which would go for 10 to 15 days. Even if there is no reduction in the fever, then he may suggest you to go for a dengue test, malaria test. At that time, if there is a dengue positive, only then customer would get admitted in a hospital. So once the hospitalization is done, those would be covered in IPD. And suppose there are many expenses before getting admitted. Those we call it as pre-hospitalization expenses. So what are the things which are covered in pre-hospitalization? One, it is prescriptions. Second one, it is medications. If there is any test, diagnostic tests, blood tests which are done, or anything which we call it as repeat consultations, everything, all those things. So before admission for 60 days, if there is any of these conditions, they take a treatment or they take a medication. So all those things are covered. And once they get discharged, for the next 180 days, if there are any medications which they have suggested, or there are any repeat consultations which customer needs to go. So all those things are covered. We call it as pre-hospitalization and post-hospitalization. And the next point, pay the premium as per the city you live in. So I'll get into it. I'll just explain it in a minute about zones. So next point, we call it as Ayush treatment, Ayurveda, Unani, Siddhi, homeopathy. So even those things are covered up to sum insured, up to 100% of sum insured. There is no limitation stating that it will be covered only for 1 lakh or 50% of sum insured, nothing as such. It will be covered up to 100% of sum insured. So fourth point, coverage for treatment expenses at home up to 100% of sum insured under domiciliary hospitalization. Suppose if a customer is unable to move, or suppose if there are no beds available in nearby hospitals. So only in those cases, customer can get domiciliary hospitalization at that time. So any of the treating doctor or treating nurse, they'll be visiting the patient's home and they'll be giving a treatment. So those things are called as domiciliary hospitalization, which is covered up to sum insured. And also, best part is that advanced technology methods are covered up to 100% of sum insured. So we have already seeing that there are n number of advanced technologies which have been introduced in India already. And down the line future, in the next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, there are no like the surgeries which currently happening. So it would be changing completely. There will be no cut, there will be no pain, nothing like that. So everything would be using the advanced technologies. So if there are any such methods or surgeries which if a customer is undergoing, so even those things are covered up to sum insured. And I can say as of now, almost 90 to 95% of the policies which you can get it from any of the companies will be having a limitation on advanced treatments. Whereas in Care Supreme plan, there is no limitation on advanced technologies. And next best part is that no reduction in cumulative bonus even if you claim. So once your sum insured increases from cumulative bonus super, it would not be reduced even if there is a claim, even if there is any other reasons. So these are the main highlights of this plan. And let's get a little bit deep into plan details.
Pradeep sir, one more
So
question.
as of now, yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, I think on the advanced technology, like I think maybe the same case of dengue, many times the treatment happens for a couple of hours and asked to come back again. So there is no formal
Okay, sir.
hospitalization required. So
Okay,
does
sir.
this plan covers for any claim or unless
No,
it is
sir,
24 hours
sir.
hospitalized only, it is allowed?
Yes, sir. So IPD, we call it as IPD or hospitalization expenses. It would be covered only if a customer gets admitted for 24 hours. So there are separate daycare procedures. Daycare procedures are those procedures or minor procedures which 24-hour admission is not required. We have a separate list for those things. But for fever or general admissions, 24 hours of admission is mandatory. Even if it is for accident or even if it is for a fever, 24 hours of hospitalization is mandatory.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And as I was explaining about the plan details, we have 5 lakh, 7 lakh, 10 lakh, 15 lakh, 25 lakh, 50 lakh, and 1 crore policy. And best part is that any of your customers, so if they're opting 10 lakh rupees, for example, 10 lakh rupees policy, down the lane 5 years, your 10 lakh would increase from 10 lakh to, it would go to 70 lakh rupees. What are the benefits? Why should a customer should opt for 10 lakh rupees? Why should it increase to 70 lakh rupees? So everyone would already know that medical inflation is increasing from 5 to 10% every year on year. So 4 years or 5 years back, 2 lakh or 3 lakh was considered a higher sum insured. It was a sufficient sum insured which they were having. But currently, even 5 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees of sum insured is not considered as sufficient coverage. So down the line, 10 years. So even if a customer has 10 lakh or 15 lakh rupees coverage, it would be considered as 2 lakh or 3 lakh rupees coverage as of now. So if even though if a customer is paying for 10 lakh rupees policy, they can claim up to 70 lakh rupees. And at that time, if a customer wants 70 lakh rupees of coverage, he needs to pay at least 5 to 10% of premium what he'll be paying in Care Supreme plan. So it is a benefit for customers, and also customers' point of view. It is very easy and it is very sufficient coverage they'll be having after 5 years. So that is one thing. And age of proposer should be 18 years or above, and entry age minimum. So suppose if it is a individual policy, in the sense there is only one member covered in this policy, his age should be 18 years or above. And if a baby is added in the policy, suppose if there is already a member and if a baby wants to be added in the policy, then 90 days is the minimum day. 91 days baby can be added in this policy. And there is no maximum entry age in this policy. Even if a customer with 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, or 90 years, he can get this policy. But only thing is that he should be healthy. There should be no major issues or major operations which he should have undergone. If a customer is healthy, then yes, definitely we can give this Care Supreme plan without any co-payment or disease-wise limitations. Cover type individual, and also it has been mentioned as maximum of up to 6%, but as of now there are only 4% which they are giving as of now. So later time, even we have chances that it would be increased to 6%. Tenure options 1 to 3 years. Pre-policy issuance medical checkup. There are few conditions for higher sum insured. There are chances of getting a medical checkup, but there are hardly 1 or 2 cases out of 100 which we are getting for a medical checkup. And for lesser sum insured, there are no medical checkups as of now. So pricing. So as I was discussing about this, so we have two zones. So zone 1 and zone 2. So we have Delhi NCR, Mumbai metropolis cities, including Mumbai suburban, Thane, Palghar, Raigad, or any other cities defined by government. Gujarat state, Aligarh, Mathura. Delhi NCR includes Delhi, Bagpat, Bulandshahr, Gautam Buddha Nagar, Ghaziabad, Hapur, Meerut, Muzaffarnagar, Shamli, Charki, Dadri, Faridabad, Gurugram, Jajjar, Jind, Karnal. So these are the only cities which are mentioned in zone 1, and rest everything it comes under zone 2, and southern part of India it comes under zone 2, almost all the cities. So there are hardly chances that we may get customers from zone 1. So at that time, taking their pin code and calculating the premium is very important. And if we are given a quotation for zone 2 and if a premium is for zone 1, so again convincing a customer would be on a very difficult side. So please ensure taking a correct pin code and please calculate the premium as per the current pin code. So who are covered? Self, spouse, living partner, same-sex partner, son, daughter, father, mother, mother-in-law. You can be a proposer for all these relations. Premium tenure. So as of now, we are accepting only single premium payment for a policy year. So these are the plan details. So we have base benefits. Base benefits. So suppose if there is any inpatient care, if there is an admission for 24 hours or more, it is considered as inpatient care. It is covered up to some insured. There is no limitations. And if there are any daycare treatments, so suppose dialysis or cataract. So these are few examples for daycare treatments. Those are also covered, and all type of daycare procedures are also covered in this policy. Advanced treatment technologies up to some insure. Room rent, there is no room rent limit in this policy. Even if a customer wants to opt for a single private room or deluxe room, Maharaja room, suite room, any room, he can go and get admitted in the same room, and there is no limitation on room rent. Same applies for ICU cover. There is no limitation on ICU also. Even if it is an actual of 25,000 for ICU, even we pay the actuals. Pre-hospitalization expense, as I already explained, up to sum insured pre-hospitalization expense covered for 60 days prior to hospitalization. Post-hospitalization expense up to sum insured post-hospitalization expense cover for 180 days after discharge. Ayush is covered up to sum insured. Domiciliary hospitalization also covered for up to sum insured. Organ donor is also covered up to sum insured. We will be not paying for the organ, but for the charges for transplantation or for the treatment or for the any test which will be involved at the time of organ transplantation, we will be covering those expenses. Ambulance cover for SI, sum insured below 15 lakh, the maximum what we'll be giving is of 10,000 rupees per year. For sum insured 15 lakh and above, we'll be paying up to sum insured. Cumulative bonus, 50% of sum insured per year, maximum of up to 100% of sum insured. This is if they are not opting cumulative bonus super, then a maximum of 100% would be increased, 50% in the first year, 50% in the second year. Unlimited automatic recharge, yes, available unlimited times for related and unrelated illness. Unlimited e-consultations available for consultation with general physicians from our Care Customer app. Customer needs to book for an e-consultation and he can get an e-consultation from our listed general physicians. Health services, health portal, doctor and chat, healthy tips reminder, etc. Discount connect, discounts on service such as consultation, diagnostics, maternity, etc. at our network hospitals or network diagnostic centers or from our network pharmacies. So these are the base benefits, and let's get into optional benefits. What are the riders which we are providing currently? So first thing, cumulative bonus super, up to 100% of sum insured per year, maximum of up to 500% sum insured. And please note, there shall be no reduce in case of claim. So as I told, if you see about cumulative bonus mentioned in base benefit, so they have mentioned it as 50% for some per year and a maximum of 100%. So apart from that, if a customer is opting for care cumulative bonus super, then 100% would be additionally increased. So above 50% and the raiders 100%. So total of 100 plus 50, 150 in the first year. Same again, 50 plus 100, 150 in the second year. And from third, fourth, fifth year, 100, 100%. So that is about cumulative bonus super. Annual health checkup, once for all insured every policy year. I'll be sharing the list of annual health checkup which will be given. So only for those listed checkups, it is complimentary. Apart from that, if a customer needs anything extra, they have to pay it on their own and they can get it done. Air ambulance up to 5 lakh rupees per year. Very, very important wellness benefit. So if we see this chart, so first important thing is that recording 10,000 steps per day through tracking apps, device, etc. So we have a Care Customer app. You can just download, any of the customers can download directly from our Play Store. And once they log into the app, we have a separate option called as Wellness Benefit. There they can just have to click and they have to link to any of their Gmail ID, email ID, and it will be synced and it will be it would track on its own. So suppose if a customer is active for less than 120 days in a policy year, he would get no discount. Suppose if he is active for 120 days to 180 days, he'll be getting 10% discount on next year renewal premium. 180 days to 240 days, he'll be getting 15%. 240 days or above, 20%. Suppose if he is very active in a policy year, 30% discount on renewal premium. And very, very important thing, Suppose if there is a policy of 4 members, and if there are two eldest husband and wife, and there are 2 children, if a children's age is less than 18 years, it would only calculate the eldest members. So if a eldest member age is 18 or above, then all the members who are more than 18 should walk for 10,000 steps individually. So let's take an example: a family of 4, husband and wife both are 18 and above, children they are less than 18. So in that case, only husband and wife should have both the respective mobiles. They should download Care Customer app, and they should log in, and they should track individually. Even husband should walk for 10,000 steps, wife should also walk for 10,000 steps. Let's take an example: if a policy if a eldest member age is 59 and wife's age is 52, and they had a son who's 19 years. So at that time, all the three should walk for 10,000 steps. Only then one active day would be considered. So even if there is a single person who's not walking for 10,000 steps, then it would not be counted as active day. So this benefit will be applicable on individual basis. In case of floater, average of number of health days as attained by all the insured shall be considered. Responsibility of mapping device with CHAL system is of insured. Number of days completing 10,000 steps or more that are accumulated in the last 2 months of the policy period would not be considered for discount on renewal premium. The same shall carry forward and will be considered in next year policy period. So in case of multi-tenure, average of number of healthy days over policy tenure will be considered for discounts. For example, if a customer has opted for 2 years, and the average of 2 years should be considered, and at the time of renewal in the 3rd year, so they'll be getting an average percentage of first and second year discounts. In case of installment premium mode is opted, then discount shall be considered only post payment of first 6 months of premium. So here they have mentioned it as policy payment tenure as single, but here they have mentioned in case of installment premiums. So usually customer would get this doubt stating that they have mentioned it as single and there is an option of installments. So for your information, we have a third party app, we call it as File. So we have tied up with them, and for few customers who has good CIBIL score, so they can get an EMI option. There is a separate process for that. They should have Aadhaar, PAN, and a few documentations ready with them, and they should capture a live selfie, and they would be checking for a CIBIL score. Suppose if they're eligible to take a EMI, then yes, we have option for EMI, but it is a lengthy process. But if a customer has no other option but to go for EMI, only then we will be promoting EMI, or else we'll be promoting a single payment for all the customers. So these are the major benefits of wellness benefit. And as discussed about instant cover for hypertension, diabetic, hyperlipidemia, or cholesterol, or asthma. So if a customer has any two combination of these 4 existing conditions, instead of 4 years, it would be reduced to 30 days. Claim shield cover of expenses related to 68 non-payable items during hospitalization. So which were not previously being paid at the time of hospitalization, those things are also covered as of now. And last one, it is modification of pre-existing waiting period. So as I discussed, if the customer had hypothyroidism, which is not covered under instant cover, at that time, they should, instead of waiting for 4 years, it can be reduced to 3 years, 2 years, or 1 year. So these are the optional benefits or riders which are available in Care Supreme as of now. And very, very important, most important, waiting periods. So usually any customer, if he is interested to take a policy, they would be having no idea about health insurance. They would be having no idea on waiting periods. So we as a partner, we as an advisor, we should educate our customers on waiting period, which are almost the same in all the companies. But majority of the times customer would not know about the waiting periods, but we should educate them. There are waiting period in almost all policies, almost all the retail policies. So initial waiting period is of 30 days for any type of fevers, for example, dengue, malaria, corona. So all these things, and if a customer does not have any pre-existing condition like BP, diabetic, or cholesterol, anything like that, even if there are major issues like heart-related complications, if or cancer, he got diagnosed for cancer, or any major issues, all those things are covered after 31st day. And also they have clearly mentioned it is not applicable on accident cases because accident cases are covered from day one. So that is for 30 days. Named ailments. Named ailments or postponemental surgeries. So we have listed 78, 79 surgeries or ailments. For those ailments, customer needs to wait for 2 years. So usually what are those things? For example, diseases or surgeries which can be postponed. Cataract operation, knee replacements, kidney stones, piles, fistula, tuberous removal, gallbladder stones, ENT related any issues, or any type of cyst, which was they got to know after taking a policy, or sinusitis. So these are few named ailments which are very common, and those type of surgeries or ailments will be having 2 years of waiting period. And pre-existing disease in a base policy, they'll be having a pre-existing disease waiting period of 48 months, but it can be reduced to 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, or from 31st day. But if a customer is very keen on premium, but he's ready to wait for 4 years, then yes, we have to give them with 4 years waiting period in a base policy. Or else it is always suggested to reduce the pre-existing conditions waiting period, as we have mentioned in this rider. Either we can select instant cover or modification of PD. That would be suggested. Or else if a customer is very keen on premium, he is ready to wait for 4 years, then yes. So pre-existing condition will be having 48 months of waiting period. So this is the summary of the plan. And I hope I have already completed almost all the important things in this plan. So suppose if anyone has any particular doubts, they can ask their questions.
Pradeepji, where we can see this list of PED and waiting periods? Is there any common place where we can refer?
No, sir. Pre-existing condition, we do not have any list for pre-existing condition because
I think
only
we
if
mentioned for a couple of things waiting period is 2 years and others are say
yeah,
48
okay.
months.
So
which comes
those
under
things are
what
covered.
category?
Correct, sir. So those things are covered as named ailments. I'll be sharing this list of 78 or 79 ailment. Only for these things, customer needs to wait for 2 years. Apart from that, if customer does not have any health issues, everything would be covered after 2 years.
Okay, by default.
By default. So suppose if a customer has any of the major issues, any of the issues like diabetic or hypertension, only for those things we'll be having pre-existing disease waiting period of 4 years. Or else everything would be covered from 24 months if they do not have any ailments.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. And is it accessible from the website or is it like a separate document? Because these might be undergoing changes at periodic intervals, right?
No, sir. Named ailments, it would not change on a daily basis or it would not change anytime. We have already listed those named ailments and I'll be sending it to you on WhatsApp group. Yes. So it is already a fixed named ailment. Only for those things, it is of 2 years of waiting periods.
Okay.
So apart from those 78 or 79 ailments, if there is any issues, it would be covered from 31st day itself, sir. Only for those things, they need to wait for 2 years.
Okay. I mean, if others have any questions, please go ahead. I had one general question which I will ask at the end.
Yes, sir.
Related to the policy.
Yes, sir.
health insurance with 10 lakhs coverage, and I
Okay.
have taken the top up insurance 20 lakhs, for example.
Okay, sir.
So
Okay,
that
sir.
means maybe I can mentally feel that I have a coverage of 30 lakhs. But if I take 30
Yes, sir.
lakhs of a policy, that premium is much, much higher. So
Okay, sir.
what aspects are different in these two?
Yes, sir. Actually, it would depend on case to case. Suppose if a customer is healthy, so I would definitely do not suggest them to go for two different policies of basic plan and a top up plan. I would suggest them to go for a 10 lakh rupees of Care Supreme plan with cumulative bonus super. It is,
Okay.
yes, there is a risk for 1 year where their total coverage would be 10 lakh rupees in the first year. So
Yeah.
in the second year after the renewal, their total
Mm.
coverage would increase to 25 lakh rupees.
Yeah,
So
150% extra.
exactly, 150% extra. So just 1 year, they can claim up to 25 lakh rupees. So again, suppose if a customer will wait for an additional 1 year, it would increase to 40 lakh rupees. So at that time, even if a customer had a top up plan, it is of no use.
Correct.
So for these type of customers, I would suggest them to go for 10 lakh rupees of Care Supreme plan and no need for a top up plan. Suppose there are few customers, they would say that I would not take any risk from the initial first year itself. So for those type of customers, yes, we have to give them a base policy and also a top up policy. Correct. And there are third scenario. Suppose if a customer had major health issues, we cannot offer them a Care Supreme plan. At that time, as you suggested, it is good that if a customer have a base policy of 5 lakh or 10 lakh as Care Freedom or Care Heart plan and a top up plan of Enhancer, super top up plan.
Okay.
So it depends on the scenario, sir. So based on the customer requirement, we can give them, if it is required, we can give them a top up plan, or else they can continue in a base plan itself, sir.
Okay.
First one, it is for link for. So first one, it is link for product brochures and policy wordings. You can download directly. So if you just click on this, you can download a policy brochure, policy wordings, everything from first link, sir. So second one is for link for network hospitals nearby. Just have to click on that link. You just have to select the state, city, and the hospital name. You can see if the hospital is in our network or not. So third one, as I've showed you how to calculate from Abacus. Abacus is our website. I'll be sure. Yes, this is our Abacus website. You can just click on that link and it would be taking you to our Abacus website. Fourth one, we have a blacklisted hospitals, so which you can see from clicking on the link. Fifth one, Favio agent portal. If you want to log into your portal, suppose if any of your customers is interested to take a policy, and you can use your Favio agent portal, and you can use your user ID and password, and you can log in, and you can see you'll having almost all the uh, rates. Suppose if you want to see your proposals, if you want to see the renewals, if you want to see your commissions, if any of your customers wants annual health checkup and if they are not able to book your annual health checkup, you have all the access over here. You just have to use your user ID and password. We'll be having a separate session on that, how we can use our agent portal. So, but as of now, you can use that link. Suppose if any of your customers from maybe you sourced many policies and there are other time of renewal, so you can just share this link. By clicking on this link, it would just ask for a policy number, propose a date of birth, and proposes contact number. They just have to mention the captcha and let's renew. So by just clicking on that, customer can also renew their policies. If there is any claim intimation which customer needs, if there is any pre-planned planned treatments which they are undergoing, they can click on claim intimation and they can intimate the claim. We'll be having a separate session on this as well. And online self-help portal for instant services. You can share it to all your customers. By just clicking on this link, there are many important things, many important services which customer can get on their own. So for example, show policy details. So if they want to see their policy details, they can click over there. Policy certificate, ATD certificate, cashless card, policy terms and conditions, proposals, and even claim intimation, claim process, upload documents, claim tracking, claim form, change of address request, change of email ID, change of mobile number, date of birth change request, extension in travel policy, addition of baby, change in nominee name, rectification, rectification in passport number, rectification in PAN number, health checkup, book and health checkup, existing appointments, rescheduling of appointments, cancellation of appointments. So these are n number of services which they can get on their own. So you just have to use the eighth option, which is we call it as self-help portals. So I have added all the important links over here. And as discussed, I'll be sharing a 2 years meeting named elements period list on our group, which you can use for a further reference. So this is about our group. Very, very important links as well. We have attached already, sir.